Happy Pizza Wednesday, everybody. Woohoo! At least for me. I don't know what you're going to do. I'd make you some pizza if you're here. I, uh, I made some remarks yesterday about the protests and people more concerned with, say, buildings than, police and troops. And if you saw last night in DC, people aren't even identifying themselves. I'm talking about these forces deployed to keep the peace, as it were. And it's even going around with the New York PD covering up their badge numbers as with some excuse that they're mourning the fallen. Right? So that was the context there. But then I saw this really thoughtful post by Mark Garino. I think he put it out this morning. And I hope you all know Mark. He's an incredible reporter and writer and music lover. And he covered the burning of the Dollar Tree store on, I think it was Chicago and Homan in Chicago overnight. And he made a great point about talking to these people in the neighborhood, and one fella who, he's taking care of his mom, and this is his store. This is where he goes to get what he needs. And probably a whole lot of the people around there too, right? So I didn't, yesterday when I said what I said, sure it came off as callous and, hurtful, as me trying to express my hurt and anger and frustration. But I think what Mark says is way more to the point and honest and truthful about the impact of what the looting portion of this is doing to the people in those areas who can't easily get even a mile or two to like a bigger chain grocery store or something. I mean, they rely on these corner stores and bodegas and you name it, So yeah, I want to thank Mark for pointing that out. I also made a little kidding remark at the end about my parents raising me right? By and large, they did. But they also taught me and my brothers how to be racist on the southwest side of Chicago. That was the culture, right? Not excusing it, but my entire time living under that roof, my dad always had a choice epithet, when he turned the TV news on, and it was N-word this and you name it, he had them. And but funny how when we'd be watching TV or something, and if it was Louis Armstrong or Hank Aaron, someone who had achieved success or risen above, right? Suddenly they were just great people or artists or athletes. They weren't the N-word. Boy, did that stick in my craw. I just couldn't, never did reconcile that. And my mom was worse. I'll talk about this at length at some point, but real quick, she was part of this group in the late 70s that was, protesting the desegregation of the Chicago public schools, and, was out there picketing and keeping us home from school. And it really wasn't until I went to college. I went to UIC, I lived at home, and I took 3 buses one way to get there because the Orange Line wasn't built yet. And, between those rides in the morning and the afternoon and, just good liberal education, I started unlearning my hatred pretty quick via history and literature and the people around me and the diverse, student body there. So that was where I was able to begin, unraveling a lot of that crap. Switching to music today, we're going to go back to Motown. Not Motown, and not the MC5, because we kicked out the jams yesterday. Festus style. We are going into One Hit Wonderland. All right. So this came out, what was it, 89? Shoot, I should have looked at this. Now I can't see. I think it was about 89, right? Late 80s. Anyway, they had the good clean. What was it? It's almost kind of like I don't know. I can't even think. Oh, and by the way, this is still the hardest word for me to spell in the English language, I think. I think I have a little bit of it, but I sure can't spell it when I need to. This record's pretty good. I honestly didn't get very far past the single, and I'll put it back on. I bet it holds up pretty good. Just a wild ass guess. I'm guessing they probably tried marketing them as the American version of the Alarm or something. Kind of protest, hard on the sleeve kind of thing. May have seemed corny then and corny now, but this song, boy. I mean, now it's just prescient and wisdom. So yeah, let's go give this one a strum and a sing. How's that? All right, everybody be well. I care about your ears and your hearing, my friends, so I did do a sound check for the sound check. We got our levels right. Can we meet on common ground? Our views so far apart, there's no room to be found. Can we speak without the sound of a world gone quite insane? We start settling down. Well, I'll not play the scene where the threats start flying. You'll not have to scream, 'cause we're not that stupid. Can we meet on common ground? Can we meet on common ground? Are your walls all brick and stone and far from tumbling down? Can we see ourselves around a table for a while and talk like friends we have found? Well, I'll not play the scene where the threats start flying. You'll not have to dream of a peaceful one day. Can we meet on common ground? Tell me. Can we meet on common ground? Our views so far apart, there's no room to be found. Can we speak without the sound of the world gone quite insane? Can we start settling down? Will I play the scene where the threats start flying? not have to scream, 'cause we're not that stupid. Whoa, can we meet on common ground? Can we meet on common ground? Be well, everybody.